just walling. We only had pistols, so we couldn't break it.
Yeah, strong side A.
I think we should get me up showers just to break their trap, because I can just TP out.
They also have outlaw still, otherwise.
I should have cool. I'll do the
Here. Watch your eyes!
Toxin screen down.
Last player standing. No more dreams. I'll find you.
Who's next? Here.
Bring them down.
Joke's over! You're dead! Look sharp!
Enemy remaining.
Poison's off.
You can kill me.
I need a drop. Thanks.
Poison orb emitting. Here.
Flash! Decoy.
One enemy remaining. Where are you? Here, catch! And that's another dead one.
Portal closed.
Toxin screen down. I have the spike.
Face your fear!
Welcome to my world.
Open up the sky. This is how we end.
30 seconds left. Bring them down. Ten seconds left. Planted. Try again. Last player standing. They were not a problem. All is well.
I need a drop.
Top poison orb emitting.
Decoy.
Toxins going up.
Last player standing. On it. Spike down B.
They're super dead. Here.
Last player standing. Dreams are a funny thing. One little twist, and it all turns dark.
Isolate them and kill them.
Come on, let's go! Watch out!
them down.
Going up.
Face your fear! Had your fun. My turn. Last player standing.
My ult's ready. Sorry to spoil the party.
Last round in the half. Spike down A. Last player standing. Flawless.
Open up the sky!
Switching sides.
Flash! Watch your eyes!
Get out of my way.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
I can't see your guy. You man ready for a light show?
Cutting through. Anyone else? Dead.
Flash! Brimstones, flash!
One enemy remaining.
That's it, break time.
Where are you?
Decoy.
Poison's off.
Here! Yeah! Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Gun here.
No peeking. Have one of these.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very delayed cast for GMU Patriots playing
Spike
against
planted.
WKU VALORANT. We have been dealing with
Bring
some
them
technical issues after all, so hope you don't mind the lack of casting thus far. But as you can see, Patriots are in the midst of a comeback here from a 9-3 half. So far, 1-3 on the trot, looking to make it 4
Silence.
into this WKU eco. Looks like this retake has gone pretty well for the Patriots. 2 players from WKU remaining, and those 2 are swiftly cleaned up. So Beanstir to get the final kill here, and Patriots are going to come up to 7. Now, this game thus far has been a little bit of a perplexing one, I think, to say the least, as the double duelist comp only able to get 3 on the attack and now getting 4 straight on this defensive half. Seen a lot of great plays from the Phoenix Tech towards that long space, that Phoenix Flash being very, very oppressive down that line. And WKU have kind of yet to deal with this octagon/long pressure that GMU have been putting through. Looks like a bit of a different look from the GMU defense this time, though, as I say that, and WKU is looking to take this long space. Op engagement goes Soji's way immediately. A little bit of lack of awareness there from the deadlock, not being ready for that operator to come into play. Looks like WKU has traded that for the long space, though. They're going to drone out into B, and their options right now are to hit or regroup, and they don't even have the spike with them, so they're going to opt to leave their raise out in that inserted position. Out, actually, kind of deep on a B site here is Zame. I think that's how you'd say that name. But Mason are still controlling this hookah space very well. We see the lurk battle going down here as the last 2 lurkers of Mr. Free Palestine and Naughty Beans are facing off, but not really a ton of action here thus far into the round past that first op pick. But Mason has decided to concede this site to WKU as they go for a little hookah reclear flash, and they're going to catch the bomb here. And this is basically a round done and dusted for WKU. Unless this guy can get 2 here, which he can, and now Caster Curse comes into effect. 2 versus 3 still, so WKU still playing from behind, but that double is going to make things doable as they retrieve the spike and look for their next move. Looks like they're heading towards hookah, towards B. the solo defender of SHK is going to be tested. Your ult comes out from Soji to confirm this presence, and it's going to be SHK now having support from Soji in this site hold. Takes the first, and that now is the round done as Beanster cleans it up. A little bit of a messy one there, but GMU convert off that opening ult pick from Soji. Unfortunately, no second caster here today, so apologies for any dead air. I can't talk that much, that fast, that often, but I'll do my best. Looks like a bit of the same from Mason other than moving this operator over towards Hookah, it looks like. Maybe going to go for a bit of an aggressive peek with this Phoenix Flash. And WKU are kind of staying out of this way. It looks like it might just be a full A commit from WKU, in which case we might see a little bit of a full A retake from the side of Patriots. Only 2 players here on this site, and yes, as they see that commit come through, they're going to opt to just give up the space, dodge this deadlock ult, and play this retake as a full 5v5. A little bit of spam damage coming through there for Beanster, but not a ton else. As Soji's looking for something with this operator. Now, WKU should know about this and not be giving him that kind of kill. That is another bit of an overcommit from the Sentinel player for WKU as Patriots slowly work their way into the site. Now a 4v5 for them. All these players trapped up into this hookah space are going to have a hard time, but those stingers are going to ring out. Blazing Devil trades one back. A nade on the bomb is going to stop the defuse. And Desai takes another one from that U-Haul position. Another one, but the stick is just going to come through. The 3K from Desai not mattering in the end as Patriots just managed to stick out that spike and Beanster cleans up the last couple frags. Another round in a row for George Mason now. 6 in a row, and WKU yet to grab a round on this attack side. And if there's ever one to do it, it's going to be now as they have 4 ultimates up after only using that deadlock ult last round. So theoretically, WKU should be in the advantage here with all these ults, but we'll see how Patriots decide to handle that hand they've been dealt. A couple ults of their own here. The Pit and the Phoenix ult going to be the most impactful, unless that Clove goes down, obviously. But we'll have to see how the round plays out. So looks like, again, a bit of a default phase from WKU, maybe realizing that the fast rush was not the play. And actually, the T-side op pulled out from Zame, so we'll have to see if he's going to be able to fish for anything with that. He might catch SHK on this jump spot, as some action going on outside of B, as Soji's getting very, very active with that operator. And that might encourage WKU to just head into this A split, which would be the right call at the moment. Currently, only 2 players on that A site, and 4 for WKU sitting outside. Looks like a little bit of a regroup here from Mason as they're going to opt to fight the Showers Crunch with the Phoenix ult. Going to get killed, but we've sussed out the op and traded a kill off that Phoenix ult, which is always good because we basically get 8 lives this round, or 7 lives. As Beanster may be looking to get us another res on the round. Gets 2 first, and then is probably going to pop the ult here. Nope, opts not to in the 4 versus 2. Not a bad idea. As we know this operator is up into the A site, and I believe the enemy fade has been somewhat sussed out here. I say enemy, that's some bias casting, and we've just spotted the operator walking deep onto this angle, so it looks like this should be a collection from Blazing Devil, leaving a single free Palestine in a 1 versus 4. Now, as much as I love the cause, brother, I don't know if he's going to be able to carry this one over the finish line. Just 12 seconds remain. Does have the spike, but is going to have to, yeah, get past HHK, and that's not happening as Patriots add another to their tally. Thus far, a clean sweep on the defensive side from the Patriots, as we've been taking note of. Invested that Phoenix ult, but again, WKU just not investing any of these ultimate abilities. I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand how we're playing a comp with a Teo, Brim, Raze, and Fade ult active, and we're not investing those. This comp with those ults should just win in a site exec every time. They should take their ult round while they can get it, so I'm a bit confused by that, and that was a missed opportunity there, as that Raze ult could have been taken out of the round very early. Now it's going to come out, and SHK is going to be scanned up and taken down. Maybe a bit of an overextension there as Tech takes the TP, though, so still that Showers pressure, and Soji's going to get one back with the operator. That's the Brimstone down, as Tech caught with util out, but Beanster is trading it back and still has that Clove ult up. Numbers even at the moment. Another one collected by Beanster, and she is just going in. Couple more players here to catch, but gonna put the smoke down onto that spike and get ready to stick it as Soji goes down. But the pit is also coming down. Nothing yet. Nade on the bomb, and unfortunately just unable to close it out. Zane with a 3K into that little eco round. Again, actually, I was wrong. The Raze ult didn't even come out, as WKU have again held all their ults. Really just, I'm kind of baffled at this point. I don't know if they're saving to have all 5 ults for a really cool round. That's my only guess at this point. As Patriots are now going to have to recover and see if they can make sure this doesn't end up a fake comeback. All those rounds in a row, 7 of them, and yet WKU has got 1 and equalized the score. Just shows to show how brutal a 9-3 half can be. But they should be looking to take this round, but as I say that, Tech going hunting, not finding anything, and the Raze ult is coming out here. It looks like Blazing Devil is going to be able to get out, barely. Very good pieces of utility from WKU, but not enough to get anything done. And with that, Tech is going to take another one to a frankly unaware Teo, who knew he was there. But we're looking at a 5 versus 4 retake of this B site. Easier said than done, but Blazing Devil's going to make it a 5v3. Zame equalizing back. Looks like a heavy elbow presence from Patriots here. Are they going to catch out? Nope. Bullet with 1, 2, and it's just the Clove ult and SHK remaining. He's going to get 1, but not both. Clove gets her 1. She's back up. Netted. And playing this quite well is the Deadlock here. Playing off that net and willing to just play time and force the round. Beanster going to get that kill, but is it enough? So close, but I don't think we have it here. Just 0.06 seconds. Wow. Nice try there from Beanster, but unfortunately, well played by the WKU Deadlock, and Patriots now again in a deficit. We'll have to see if they play better from the deficit side, maybe. Is this going to be a little bit of a timeout coming in? Yes, it is. Timeout called by Patriots, and probably just going to be discussing what's been going on the last couple rounds. Still 3 ults held by WKU. No Brim ult and no Fade ult used to date. Again, we need to be using these ults. If anybody at home is watching, don't hold ults like this. It's not good. This is usually where I'd ask my co-caster what they think William and Mary and WKU are talking about in the timeout, but unfortunately, I'm friendless today, so I'll be asking myself, what do you think William and Mary and WKU are talking about in this timeout? I'd hope on the WKU side, talking about some ults maybe like a set play. Yeah, I would love to see any kind of pre-planned ult usage from them. And from the Mason side, I think how we're going to deal with those ults, and probably a little bit of an adjustment to our... I mean, to be fair, they haven't been playing too bad. It's just been losing out on those retakes, so maybe just a bit more patience in those retakes and making sure that we're trading out properly, because that is what costed us in the last round. Also just a bit of an unlucky one, very close. But we will have to see how the complexion of this next round plays out, as it looks like here comes that set strat maybe from WKU, looking to just slam A and basically make this GMU timeout null and void. And there's finally a set play with the Brim ult, although it's going to force all of the players to be looking at this short angle. So there are 3 players from Patriots here. Make that 2 now as Soji teleports away, and make that 1 as one of us gets grabbed by a deadlock. But it might get dropped in the net. SHK very much alive, but still kicking, and Tech with 2 very much still kicking. 3 versus 3 now for Patriots. Been clawed back with a Tech double kill in showers. This retake still very much in the balance as Dazai takes a crucial kill onto Tech, and make that another as Soji goes down, leaving Blazing Devil in a 1 versus 3 that he cannot convert. It's WKU onto that match point, and Mason maybe looking like a fake comeback here. Unless we can take this one to overtime. Now, for adjustments to be made there from Mason, I think maybe a little bit of overcommit to be fighting so heavily for the space on A when we know they're dumping all that utility, but it was more so seemed like a being on the same page issue, as a couple players got out, a couple players stayed in, and the round played out as you saw. But again here, GMU with a good read on the situation, as 3 players are towards this B site as the long control comes through from WKU. And a little bit of a confusing round here as there's heavy long pressure, but it looks like WKU might be looking to go for a TP as they start to back away from this long angle. Maybe not even a TP, but just a full regroup towards A. Tech is going to go down to Bullet. 1 HP looking like on that deadlock. And that's going to put Mason into a bit of a difficult spot here as they look to figure out how they're going to play the rest of this round. 3 players towards that A site currently, and Blazing Devil completely on his own. But it looks like WKU has the right idea here, walking back up long and maybe just looking to hit into this B site. Although the Fade Lurk and Showers might convince them to TP back into 2 players. Now it's just an even 2-2 for Mason, so kind of doesn't really matter where we go. Teo Rocket's going to be coming out and getting some solid damage onto Blazing Devil. Again, Patriots looking to be in a tough spot this round, but Zaya's aim is going to give a kill away there. That's just completely inexplicable as the Fade ult comes through now from SHK and Beanstar is able to collect another. Is this round going to fall apart for WKU? And it looks like it very much might. SHK getting a kill onto HDN. And 2 players remain, but Desai with another critical double kill in crunch time. Is he going to make it a third? Not quite yet. SHK looking for this kill, takes him down. 1 versus 2 for Free Palestine, takes one out, and he's going to take the second. The map ends in tragedy for GMU as it looked like they were going to claw that round back, but unfortunately Free Palestine wins the day, and WKU are going to take map 1 13-10. An unfortunate little fake comeback from Mason Patriots, but still a pretty hard fought map and made it closer than it should have been. So we will get back to you in a minute with map 2, but apologies again for the lack of casting for the first half. Clearly, I made the comeback happen. So we'll see you guys again soon. And we are back with more GMU Patriots Valorant action. Now on to map 2 of Ascent. WKU unfortunately taking map 1 13-10. A little bit of an attempted comeback from a 9-3 half by Mason Patriots was stopped in its tracks, unfortunately. And now as we head into the Ascent, we've got a bit of a mirror match going here as both teams playing the de facto default comp on this map for the last few years. KOKJ, Omen, Jet, Sova. So let's get excited. Let's have some fun, and let's hope that Patriots can bring this one back and maybe send us to a map 3. As the first round goes underway with GMU on the attack. Looks like WKU are taking a bit of a mid play as both teams actually throw in a mid smoke, but 3 players are going to be knife bottom mid, telling GMU immediately to... Oh, that is a crazy kill to come through from Dazai, but... This KO maybe going to take a timing. Yeah, wow, that is really crazy. I'm not going to lie. He should not have got 2 there, but... Patriots now into a 2 versus 4. Omen is tagged up, and this is going to be a difficult one for them to win here as WKU move into a practiced and prepared retake as the counter Omen blind comes through, and yeah, both players unfortunately just going to go down for the side of Patriots. Unfortunate round to say the least. I think... That was a bit of heroics from WKU for sure. A lot of good kills. Not a ton to comment on there as KO just takes a timing and gets 2 kills, and the Omen jumps into tiles and somehow takes down Beanster. But we'll have to see what the Eco has in store. Might just be a quick one here as WKU probably just move into some kind of standard setup. And maybe Patriots will get a little bit funky here since they got nothing to work with anyway. I didn't love that reaction from Patriots, I guess. It was a little bit push and pull. Like, they knew 3 people were there, and they chose to run away, but then KJ stuck around. So, maybe a bit, maybe a bit disjointed, but like I said, we'll see what they can get done here. As the KO is just... That is... a bit of an overextension again into this eco round. I know you only have a sheriff, but making it a 4v4 this quickly can really start to open up the map for the attack, and it's looking like WKU are going to have problems with this as Dazai is left on an island completely on this A-bomb site and not really going to be getting help anytime soon. If Patriots are able to push this mid player off the line and then go back towards that A site, Dazai is going to be asked to do a lot here. But as I say that, it looks like Patriots are just going to opt to a full B hit. Not necessarily my favorite idea here, but they might be able to get something done. Only 2 players there, and it will be 4 from the side of Patriots as the Sova drone tags up this Killjoy. And Beanster forced to take a chill pill for a second. Stop fishing so hard for those frags. We will be running into 3 people here for the side of Patriots as the Marshal comes in from Market. And Free Palestine is going to mow down 3, and that unfortunately is an eco round done and dusted. WKU got a little hairy there when the KO went 1 for 1, but Patriots unable to convert off that slight opportunity. Still getting 2 for it though, so we'll have to see where that puts WKU economically. Looking in pretty dire straits, although Dazai has whipped out a judge, so guessing that's going to head over towards the catwalk area. Might be a bit of a problem here as it looks like Patriots might be running into it. We'll have to see how this goes. I'm hoping Dazai gets 3 kills because it would be pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. But he's going to be tested, at least for 1 probably. Although it looks like Patriots have decided to just full A. They maybe a little bit of an audible there because it looked like they were going to go for a bit of a split, but now just straight up A hit coming through here. And Soji's going to catch 1, but Dazai's judge is going to get him 2. Traded out. So it's 2 for 2 for the side of Patriots. 3 versus 3 retake coming in. WKU is on those worst weapons, though. So barring any silly antics from Patriots, they should hopefully convert. That being said, it all lies in the execution. As WKU taking their time here, droning out, trying to figure out where people are as they slowly scale up this heaven space. And just kind of taking their time walking out. as the scan is going to come through onto Soji, and he's not able to break that, so he's going to get scanned up. Tech able to take one, and Soji takes another. Tech with the third. And what could have been a pretty messy round ends up going pretty cleanly for Patriots. 3 alive, not the worst economic situation ever. As we move into this next defense round for WKU, we'll have to see if they were able to get an op up. I'm not sure. I can't check the scoreboard if we could. Yeah, so they do have an op on Zame. And it looks like Bullet has taken the bullet in order to afford that down to just a stinger. But other than that, a pretty solid buy for WKU. Lots of rifles on Patriots side, so we'll see how they deal with this operator. Immediately going to be smoked off, and looks like he's going to be going for a bit of fishing here. Ready to peek out of the smoke with a flash. In 3, 2, 1, pop. And operator peeking, but not connecting, and going to go down to Blazing Devil. That's a massive opening for Patriots here, as they could really start to get this half going. If that defense side is unable to get that op up and hold on to it on this map for a long period of time, they're going to have a hard time. Defense on this map is predicated around having a strong op presence, and having that go down in the first 20 seconds of the first round it's up, pretty good sign here. So we'll see how Patriots react to this opening pick. Looks like they're choosing right, though. Opting into this A split. Maybe. Hopefully not deterred by this utility, as the Zai is going to look for one over the smoke, probably. But yeah, this A split going to come through from Patriots. A little bit of an overextension from SHK. Maybe not quite aware of the location of the players that he was fighting. But the bomb recovered okay by Naughty Beans. So, again, a retake situation on A for WKU. This time, though, a 2 versus 4 instead of a 3 versus 3. Odds are much worse, but I've seen crazier. Although this backstab from Soji coming through is looking like the nail in the coffin. But he takes a shot too early, and now they're aware. Giving them an opportunity, maybe, as HDN is going to take down Soji, making this a 2 versus 3, but they're going to opt to save the operator. Again, that op is so important, so as we can see, the Omen here running away up cat with that op. Patriots now realizing that the save is probably being called. So, all in all, good round for Mason. Not the best because they did not take that op out of the picture. So, Op and Odin, 2 major players on this Ascent defense, are going to still keep over into the next round. But a round win is a round win. And WKU, other than those 2 big guns, are probably going to be in dire straits economically. So, yep, it looks like sheriffs and a judge again. This Desai. Oh, nope, he's switching to a stinger. Okay. So, 2 sheriffs, a stinger. We'll have to see if this Op and Odin can make something happen this round. That's the angle for WKU, as looks like William and Mary. I'm looking at SHK here. Former team for SHK, William and Mary, now a Mason Patriot, proudly. Looking for this B hit. So, flying to come through, connect onto Free Palestine, very low on health, but no kill coming through. And maybe a stack sussed out by GMU Patriots as that knife connects, I think, onto 3 players. And so they're going to speed quickly up cat into this A bomb site. 5 players trundling up here, and WKU realizing pretty quick, and the rotate is coming through, but this op is posted. Can it get one? Yes, it does. And that's a big opening pick for the side of WKU, that op coming into play that was saved over. A-main getting cleared out by Soji here, so they're going to know that it's mostly Heaven presence here, a little bit of tree, but this late KJ battle in cat is going to be something to look out for as WKU goes blazing into the site. Beanstar takes down that cat player, but Zame rings out again with the op. Tag down low is Beans. SHK and Beans here. 2 versus 3, gonna have to do it all. SHK in the artist position gets one, but unable to get another as that op again taking another frag. And a 4th. Showing the power of that operator off in full display is Zame for the side of WKU as they take a 3rd on this defensive side. Now, again, not the worst round ever for Patriots. Able to take a few bodies off the table, so WKU is still not going to be super happy econ-wise, but we would have liked to see the round win. And looks like one more buy from the side of GMU, and then we will be forced to an eco if this round is not converted. So let's see what our quite pivotal round plan is here, as it looks like we're going to go into this mid-default where the op is waiting. So Catsville comes through, not going to block off this opper, but he is not going to get scanned, which Oh, the Jet's been knifed though, so we know that he's here. Oh, and a little bit of an overcommit there. We have utility to clear that angle, but Soji just going to try and smoke it off and take the fight, as Zame is going to wisely depart and try and keep as much space as he can with this op towards mid. So first pick going the way pretty cleanly of WKU, and Mason forced onto the back foot in this round. Mid space is gathered though, and a little bit of question mark can start to get created as Bullet is just completely out on his own and probably going to be caught for free. Now, is Mason going to speed up into this? It'd be a little bit of a misplay as 3 players from WKU are here, but Desai's going to go down and Tech is going to get into that site. Beast are taking another, and Zane with the third, fourth again on the off. Back-to-back 4Ks for him. Is he going to pull off the ace? Classic not able to do the job, but this KJ coming up, Cat surely is going to catch SHK. Nope. And he knows where the location is now of this player. And wow. I mean, that round came right down to the wire, but again, that op, I might have spoken into existence, but has gotten 8 kills in these last 2 rounds and really decided the texture of this half. So Zame is going to get that drop back over, and Mason is going to get back to the drawing board, maybe with a little bit of a timeout. No timeout? All right. So they're just going to go straight into this, and we will see if we're able to deal with this op a little better, because thus far it's been a little bit pick city for this op. So trade of KO utility over towards that A site is going to reveal very little, and this is a bit of a crazy shock dart coming through, but it looks like it's going to go for that middle arm bot, which unfortunately is not present here. And there's the op again ringing out onto Beanstar. 3 rounds with the op, 3 opening picks for Zame. So having a lot of success. Oh my, Soji. Okay. Heating up a little bit now. Bullet has been consistently getting picked off in this catwalk area. Playing it a little bit overzealous for my liking, but Zame's been there every round to pick up the pieces with the op. So GMU wisely maybe heading away from where they think this op is and looking to group towards just a full-on B exec. Now, my HUD is showing that KO is dead, but that's not the case. Apologies for the weird HUD, but Killjoy is dead and KO is alive. That Odin spam is going to get traded out, so Soji dying a little bit unfortunately there, but Blazing Devil able to get the trade back, albeit with 3 HP left on, that is Tech on the Omen there. Good ult usage here from GMU, but it's not going to be enough to get anything done as the lockdown, oh wait, no, the lockdown gets ulted, okay. A little bit lost here myself, but Tech is going to go down and bring it back into a 2v2. Omen Blind coming through for that lane position as WKU work their way into this retake. Zame is going to get a third with the op. Can he make it a third 4K in a row for this operator? Not quite the op, but this guy's got 12 kills in 3 rounds. That's raid boss level of performance thus far. Maybe a hint to why this is WKU's map pick, as if this kind of performance is consistent from Zame on the Jet, it's a pretty hard to beat setup. Timeout now coming through for the side of Patriots, and I think they're going to be talking about this operator. It's a little bit difficult, I think, to pin down exactly what's been going wrong for Patriots other than giving up picks to this op, because the last 3 rounds have been basically single-handedly won by it. But I think it's a little bit of lack of diligence with the utility usage. Especially when angles are known to be held by the op, util has to get used to clear it. You can't be lazy when you're playing against a player who is on all cylinders with that operator. He's going to hit his shots, and you are going to die, unless you flash him off, smoke him off, dart him off, etc. Probably what Coach SB for the Patriots is telling them here in the call. WKU probably pretty happy to keep playing how they are. Ascent defense can be pretty standard at the end of the day. It's just about where to put this op. So unless they're going for any tricky set plays or something to try and catch Patriots off guard, we're probably looking at another standard round, get the op out, find a pick, work the map as the defense. So as I say that, it looks like WKU moving into another pretty standard setup. Jet towards Cat and the KO playing in that supportive position. You'll notice here on the defense side for WKU, KJ Sova B, Omen KO A is almost never changing. I'd probably say maybe 1 or 2 rounds it's changed. The Jet is the pivot point of this defense, and he's been demonstrating it in full display here. Currently smoked off with that operator, but maybe looking to get into this different off-angle position up on Cat. So this is a pretty tricky spot, and he might end up collecting a freebie here as this smoke drops on Catwalk. Beanster, though, has been inserted into mid and is probably a little unaware of this spot from Zame. That being said, Patriots have done a good job avoiding him thus far, inserting Beanster in with that smoke timing, and now playing a much more slower and controlled attack side. Timeout from SB seems to have been doing its job, as there are no one dead in the first 35 seconds of the round. We'll see if Patriots can try and change that, maybe. Hopefully with a pick of their own. That'd be nice to see. But KO Knife is going to come through for WKU and GMU at the same time. Both connecting onto one Killjoy, I think. I'm not sure if the GMU KO Knife hit the Killjoy, but WKU should be aware of this KJ presence in mid, as the turret also goes down, leaving Naughty Beans in a very, very sneaky little position here in mid. However, WKU do have 3 players over towards this A site and have just stalled this push with 20 seconds left and 4 players rotating in. This KJ fight is quite pivotal to the round outcome, if that is GMU can get out, but they cannot. So Blazing Devil going to take down 2 or 1, and Tech getting 1, but it's just not enough there as Patriots stalled out in the last few seconds of the round. Maybe not enough rotate pulling there. I think the lack of mid pressure is maybe what made WKU hold their setup, or just maybe the confidence in those 2 side anchors, the Sova and KJ, to get the job done if a B hit was imminent. So another round for WKU on the trot as they're looking to run away with this half. Eco round here for GMU Patriots, and unless they're able to do something big here or in the next, it's going to be another very, very solid defense half from WKU. Last one on Bind was a 9-3, so if they can beat that, they're sitting pretty, but Zame is again going to dodge this dart and the knife. Missed shot, though, giving Patriots maybe an opportunity as Zame is mollied up, tagged up, and he's going to die to these mollies. Unable to get out as HDN does trade it back. Operator in Soji's possession, though, and he can get things done in these situations. Patriots maybe going to slow it down here and try and let Soji work with this operator. However, WKU are not really in the business of giving away that many picks at the moment, as Bullet, fighting heavily for that cat space, takes down 2, leaving just Soji and Tech.
Last player standing.
Missed shots from Pre-Palestine there, giving Soji a pick, and maybe a chance back into this one, although it is a pretty difficult round to convert. 2 players of WKU stacked high-low, holding this bomb on Cat, and Sova just in a very, very passive position. Smoked out. Can he grab the spike? That he can do.
30 seconds
but
left.
Probably just going to go down to HDN here on a great angle. Oh, no, actually. And 20 seconds on this clock, and the Omen ult coming through. Already a win for Soji getting that ult out of them, but now an opportunity maybe if he can take down HDN. Oh, but great, again, good positioning there from the Sova for WKU. Just casually, calmly, sitting on deep angles and making sure that he's not giving himself away. Very instructional for anybody watching. Take that time. If you're in an advantage situation like that, just don't die. HGN played it very well, got info on the player, and then held a very, very safe angle the entire way through. So now Patriots, again, bit of dire straits here. The buy is full, but should we be forced to another eco, which we will be after this round, we'd be looking at a 9-2 scoreline. So gonna want to convert this one if possible. Doing a fast flash dash play into A, unable to convert, but does make our presence very known. So coming out into this A site, full A execute here as WKU are here pretty fast. Trades coming through, but Sova ult also coming through, and Bullet and Free Palestine are both going to take them down. Bullet with a 3K, and a GMU Patriots at A full exec shut down. And this is where things get a little bit dicey, as now Mason forced down to the eco, looking at the barrel of another 9-3 half, possibly 10-2. They're unable to win this next gun round. But don't count out the eco yet. We can't write it off completely. Sheriff picks. Looks like some stingers. A shorty on Soji with the knives. So this isn't a totally done round. That being said, this op of Zame Hin mid has been deadly, and they are running into it once again.
Scanning ahead.
So the question becomes, can we convert? But Zame is going to go unscanned by the Sova Dart and unmarked by this knife. The op is going to connect for one, unable to connect for a second, and somehow Zame has managed to escape there. That is a bit of a misstep by Patriots, and again, the op connecting onto Beanster looking for one. Dazai is very, very extended here into Catwalk, maybe under pressure, but only able to get the one. And WKU HDN closes it out with that Odin once again. So down 9-2. I think Patriots are going to want to get this third one. Guns should be up, and hopefully a third round coming through. A bit of a change up here from WKU on their last time. Not exactly sure why we're doing that, but it might actually net well for Patriots here. A little bit of a flash play here to get Zame onto this op angle is going to come through, but he's going to be immediately omen blinded and knifed off the line. So this counter knife coming through hits out Soji, but I don't think many other players, as this K-Walt is going to come through, and it looks like a full B hit. No other space around the map taken for Patriots, so that's probably going to have to be the choice. As, yes, it is a full retake with one player from Market and two from Spawn at the moment. As, oh, a little bit of a fake here from GMU. Maybe a bit overcook as we're going to be running into the Killjoy. KO coming through to disable all that util. KJ stuck alone on Dice on A. So all is not lost for the Patriots here as they have hopefully, oh, not Free Palestine going to get two before being traded out, but that is going to leave Patriots in a very, very rough spot as Tech is going to be walking into this off and is going to go down, leaving it at a 10-2 half for the side of WKU. Quite dominant. And as I said before, quite determined by that operator. If you think about how things have cascaded out here, WKU saved that operator in, I think, round 4 and maybe rebought it one time. Other than that, it had been carried over by player after player in round after round and netted them 3 4Ks in a row from their duelist players. So that just goes to show how powerful that op can be on this map. We'll see. Again, not over yet. This map is a bit defense-sided, especially when it comes to this comp. Not this defense-sided, though. So it's going to take a bit of a miracle for Patriots to come back here, but we saw it on the last map. They ran it back 7 in a row, so it starts with this pistol. And a good opener for Soji, taking that first pick onto Free Palestine. As WKU are going to slow it down now. 2 players towards mid. A little bit of space gained for them in that B main area, but not a ton to show for their kill. All things considered, pretty clean first pick for Patriots, something we couldn't say a lot on attack. So already a good start as that Omen blind is going to come through and Zame is going to be dashing up with it, but I think blinded by that KO flash, he's going to get taken, or not taken down, sorry, going to choose to back up as HDN is the one who takes down Soji and B. A lot of smokes here, and Bullet is going to take down Tech, and Zame is going to take down SHK on a bit of a timing as that door comes in to close, and this one's looking pretty done for the side of Patriots. Oh, door is not closed. Apologies. I think someone might have opened it by accident, maybe, but that kill from Dazai is going to make things very difficult and put Blazing Devil in a 1v4 that Bullet quickly shuts the door on. So 11-2 now as Patriots are put into their last legs. Maybe a final force coming through, or will they play for overtime? Okay, taking the timeout here, and I think you got the timeout, you got to use it. This is the time to try and, as the coach, motivate people up. You might see him in the background there, trying to keep these players in the game as much as possible. I don't really know what to say here, though. This is always one of the toughest timeouts to call as a coach. Call the timeout. You know that we need to take it. Try and reset and try and figure out what to do on this defense side. Again, at least you have the hope that they were able to do it 7 in a row on the last map and almost make that comeback happen. This one is going to require 9 in a row to even the score, and 10 to make it winnable. So, and 11 if you want to win the game outright. So, if we want to end this game outside of regulation, Patriots are going to have to get 11 in a row. Is it doable? Is it not? Time will only tell. So, getting back into the action here, it's going to be Patriots forcing up and trying to fend off this buy of WKU, which is looking pretty solid. Few rifles up in there and a Bucky for Zame. So maybe looking for something fast and close to take down an early opening duel, as maybe an Omen Blind dash play coming in for Zame onto this Stinger. Soji might be getting caught here as the Omen Blind and knife come through. Scan also going to be pinging him out, and it's going to be Zame dashing with that Bucky. Unable to convert, but running out of the smoke is Bullet. Only getting one, though, traded by Tech, and Soji dead through smoke is kind of unfortunate considering that scan coming through. Blazing Devil was getting some damage back onto Desai, and definitely did some damage, but that Bulldog is just going to ring out. Free Palestine completely whiffing and giving Beatster a real opportunity here. Wow. I don't really know what to say at some of these rounds, but Beatster, HGN also just giving Beatster an opportunity here onto the 1 HP Desai, who has been spotted out. And yeah, Beatster's going to take a 3K. Wow. I mean, complete misplay by WKU. Again, maybe the confidence of being up so many rounds, but that's a whiff from Free Palestine that you are not getting back. 10 HP on Beatster, and it's looking like that could be the spark again. Very unlikely, but if it were to be a comeback, you're going to feel pretty bad being the two players who misplayed that one. We'll see how this goes, though, as, again, I keep saying William and Mary. That's a habit I'm going to have to get out of, but WKU, it's the W, I swear. Oh, it's also SHK still has Wham in his name. See? I'm not crazy. Okay. But a couple hero rifles here, actually, for WKU that I didn't notice until just now. But the buy is not great for them. And the buy is also not great for Patriots either. So it's a bit of an odd round. Typically, you don't see this kind of round happening. Eco coming through. Soji going to get flashed onto this A angle and take the line. And SHK looking to hold down this cat space again. As we can see here, KO Omen towards A, KJ Sova towards B. SHK not going to be cleared by Zame, and Soji going to pick up another. Beanster on the B side of the map, kills ringing out, all in favor of Patriots, but Bullet has kind of slipped the net here. They seem aware, and they are, but it could have got a little scary. As Patriots clean up a flawless anti-kind of eco, as a couple hero rifles were coming through, like I mentioned before. So instructional moment again, as we saw that Patriots and WKU playing the same, almost identical setup to each other on this defensive side. You'll see Soji, the Jet, with the scoped weapon out, and you'll see the Omen KO towards A, KJ Sova towards B. It's going to stay the same most rounds unless something is changing. This has been well understood by basically everyone in the Val community for probably 4 years. So really a test of how well you can play fundamental Valorant, and we'll see Beans being tested here on those fundamentals as she gathers the first, the second, and the third, and Blazing Devil getting one of his own. A quality 3K from Beanster, and might I say, a bit insufferable. I'd be a bit annoyed if I were WKU at this little rat on my site, but Beanster has a pretty clean 3K there, so now 5, and nothing crazy yet. I'm not calling it a comeback. Again, if I had a co-caster here, rest in peace, I would tell them that not to call it a comeback. That's all. Looks like an Eco B hit here for WKU. What do you think, Mr. Co-caster? Cool. Good input, Mr. Co-caster, as the Omen Blind and KO Knife come through, connecting onto Soji. And the kills are going the way of Patriots at the moment. Beanster with another double, and Soji taking that Omen down. 11-6 now. And slowly but surely, something is coming together. Now, again, not calling it a comeback. Last time we called it a comeback, it was very fake. But 4 on the trot, as I said on Bind as well. And Killjoy ult up for the side of Patriots. Close to that KO and Sova ult. Pretty big hitting ultimates for the attack side here. So should they be getting those up, we might see a pretty interesting round playing out. But thus far, nothing active for WKU. Again, same setup here for Patriots and another mid default for WKU. If you can't tell, Ascent's macro has been pretty boring for a pretty long time. But that's where the layers of individuality and player skill come through. As we saw, Beanster collecting the 3K in the last round, or 2 rounds ago now. WKU just slowly working some map control and doing a good job of not being picked off early. So that's a start at least. And they have managed to creep all the way up Cat here onto Tech. Now 3 players for GMU towards this A site. So should they go for a raw A split here, they might have a bit of a hard time. Tech getting flashed and dashed on here as he might go down. Yeah, Zame able to collect one, but it's going to be Soji trading back. Bullet taking down SHK, though, leaves Soji on a complete island here. Is he able to get another? He is not. So it's 3 players onto that A site, but they've forgotten the bomb. Running all the way back into spawn for the bomb. Oh, and now they've had a bit of a miscommunication about who's getting the bomb. And Beanster able to catch one, like kind of for free, but Zame gonna jump up and trade it pretty quick. So
30 seconds left.
Zame still just standing ready, awaiting that jump up, but oh wow, made it a little close again, but Free Palestine not whiffing this one, and again putting that comeback onto the back burner. Another round for WKU, and it's looking like Mason are going to have to win 6 in a row just to take us to overtime. So the task has just become even harder. If it wasn't already difficult enough, they must be perfection, not perfection, perfection from here on out for Patriots Valorant. Still though, opting for the same setup. Again, usually the setup was not the problem. It's usually... Oh, and this near sight is not going to do anything against the close range player as the Zai's Judge connects for one. Blazing Devil, though, able to take down Free Palestine on the other half of the map. And that makes things a bit harder for WKU. That KJ is a critical part of this attack default. And without it, they're going to have to try and solve things rather quickly, as the longer you wait, the longer that KJ util's been down, the longer you've gone without information in certain areas. So as soon as they evacuate this B main area, it becomes a question mark for WKU now. So it's looking like they're going to opt into this straight A hit. So I'd like to see some players from Patriots getting into this site if possible, smoking it off, but they're just going to opt to play the retake, it looks like. Tolugan, just dropping the government name, but is going to opt for one and trade it out, but it's actually not Tech. So SHK and Tech combining for some heroics there, as I think that's all 5 coming from the both of them. Actually, no, Blazing Devil got 1 in B-main, but 4 kills for the A defenders there, and it's starting, again, to feel a bit more doable. 5 in a row. Still not very doable, but 5 in a row now needed for the side of Patriots, and can't win them all through heroics. Let's see how they do coming into this next one. Surely they have the op up at this point, right? Nope, no op here for the side of GMU. Not for lack of money, though. They could have bought this op over, so Soji maybe just not feeling it or not deciding to op, but a bit surprising, honestly. I don't really understand the thought process, but it looks like it's just going to be another A split from WKU. They're feeling pretty confident. They've been getting this cat space pretty easily and pretty consistently. So Soji's going to take contact here, and Beans is going to take a quick one through the smoke, though. Maybe going to get collapsed on. Yep, but traded out by Soji and SHK. So a 4 versus 2 now for Patriots. Calm, collected is the game here. Not giving anything away to these 2 eco weapons is the goal. Let's see how well they can make it work. The econ now is not really a problem at this point, so you can go prioritizing ult orbs. So I don't know what the ult status is for Patriots, but should they want to collect any ults, they can try and get those kills onto them if they were being very, very greedy. However, just a more passive hold coming through as that spike is picked up. Free Palestine, though, going to be head shaved off very quickly, and that Omen is going to get knifed. So
30 seconds left.
Position still not fully noted. It appears that Patriots maybe are considering Cat but he's actually over towards this gen area, which could pose some problems, although Soji's pretty on top of things, and as he jumps up here, gonna go spotted and gonna go down. So 4 alive, and another fairly clean anti-eco for Patriots, leaving just 4 remaining on WKU's counter. It's kind of like lives, you know? They got 4 lives left till they've really messed up and have gone to overtime, but again, still very much in control, still very hard to be perfect for the side of Patriots, I think. Yeah, I think we'll have to see if anything changes. Looks like they're sticking to this KJA idea, which I don't hate because we have the KJ ult and they have no Sova ult. So pretty simple. We want to play retake A with that KJ ult because their Sova ult is offline. And yeah, looks like WKU have changed the complexion of their round a little bit here. Same kind of A main pressure from them, like a kind of double hold, but opting towards B this time instead, as they've got a deep alarm bot set up now, and Soji's going to be droned off as that drone goes to clear wine. So it might end up just being another A split from WKU, but actually looks like they might go for a B split here. Jet's going to be working up mid, taking out this alarm bot, applying this pressure. This, everyone, is how you work Ascent properly. They have done a great job in this attack default, getting all the way up mid here, all the way up B main, and now have created a lot of problems for the side of Patriots. The